Good morning and welcome back to Withrow Urban Homestead. Judith here, and it's mid-November, time to finish sheet mulching the front garden. Every year in the fall, I lay down new cardboard. I lay it on top of this year's mulch. And all the mulch underneath the cardboard will break down into new rich soil. Make sure you overlap where they meet along the edges. That'll help block the weeds. Sheet mulching with cardboard is a no-dig and no-till gardening method. It helps develop healthy soil because your soil is alive, and every time you use a mechanical tiller, it kills things in the soil and it messes up the soil balance. When you layer with things like old mulch, old plants that you chop and drop, and then you cover with cardboard, it's known as lasagna gardening. It's like building layers of a lasagna. Sheet mulching every year helps me keep gardening despite having rheumatoid arthritis since 2011. It makes spring and summer much easier because it cuts way down on the weeding. Some weeds, the really aggressive, persistent ones, will survive. They'll find any crack and crevice and grow through. Things like this bindweed or my neighbor's grass and mint. But much less so than without the cardboard. Even things like asparagus, I planted this years ago. I don't know, for 10 years I've been covering it up, and some of it still comes through. The roots are still alive. This corner needs a little bit more cardboard, and we have more in the back garden, so let's go get it. Now it's important to cover the cardboard with mulch. And this year I'm using some homemade compost. It's not fully broken down yet, but that's okay. It's going to be on top. We're not going to plant directly into it. It's important to come all the way to the edge. Any exposed cardboard, like if I stop mulching right there and let that exposed, it's not going to break down. It's going to get really hard and brittle. So try to get your mulch all the way to the edge. Now remember how we moved the strawberries in the front, but we left these right here in this corner for later. And I decided we'll leave these for the squirrels and the birds. This can be their strawberry patch. But look here. Hang on, let me move the camera. That's because we've had some hot weather, almost like summer. Now it's finally gotten cold again overnight. But this is a little microclimate. It stays warmer in this area. They're more protected. That's cool. Now we'll see. Do they have time to ripen? I don't know. So we moved the strawberries along here, and they have survived. So these I don't have to share with the animals. We're out of compost, but we have a little bit more out in the alley. So come on. This is mostly quail bedding from 4 years and broken down. We haven't touched it for over a year. But we've recently started a new compost pile. We'll see. It's probably not enough. Yeah, definitely not enough, but hopefully the weight will hold down this cardboard. It's not a windy day. I don't want it flopping over because right now my lunch is ready. So I'm going to get my lunch, get it out of the oven. Then, did you notice the big compost ring in the back garden? It's not fully broken down yet, but it'll be fine as a top mulch. We'll get some of that after lunch. So this was started either in the spring or in the fall. It hasn't fully broken down. This is where I threw all of our plant matter in the summer. it'll be fine as a mulch because, again, we're not planting directly into it. Now, if you notice how the top layer and then along the exposed sides, that hasn't broken down, but under that, yes. Compost needs to be covered for it to break down. Maybe 2 more loads. Here's another example of a microclimate. My neighbor's tomatoes have all died from the freeze, but here along the fence along the bottom, they're still alive. That's an example of a protected warm microclimate. This was last fall's pumpkin. It's broken down and the only thing left is the stem. So, right, this has been here since last fall. Yep, 1 more load will be enough. Yes, it's a lot of work right now, but it's all ready for May. Sunflowers, zinnias, marigolds. It's all ready for the spring. Thank you for visiting Withrow Urban Homestead. See you later. Bye-bye.